You know, it's quite comical what's going on in the crypto market right now. If you guys can't see it or haven't smelt it, there is desperation amongst the bears and the shorts in the crypto market. In fact, they're even trying to use information that is 100% incorrect to try to get retail to capitulate further. Here's the problem. We have reached this essentially floor of people that are unwilling to dump their bags, that are unwilling to capitulate, and it's getting increasingly more difficult to move the needle. In fact, we're becoming quite conditioned to a lot of this negative sentiment that's trying to be pumped in the market. And what the capital is showing right now is, in fact, things may start moving the opposite way very soon. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Now, understand that when I say this floor, I don't mean this is where we're going to hit, we're going to hard bounce. I'm not also saying that price can't move lower, because there are always some people that could capitulate. There are always, liquidations that could take place and stuff like that. But for the most part, we've reached a very convicted holder base, and we're seeing BTC actually bounce off of some of these levels in a very strong way. We're seeing the total market cap of crypto bounce off these levels in a very strong way. All right. Now, understand that a lot of what we're dealing with over the last 24 hours is just China and the US going back and forth. Remember, the market doesn't like surprises. This retaliation that's going back and forth, it's a little bit of a surprise for the market. It's not in totality, but the US has now raised tariffs to over 100% versus China. China's now raised tariffs to over 80% versus the US. And understand that eventually this will subside, right? The trade war that's going on right now, it will subside. And that's actually going to be a very good thing for the market. But think about what it actually took to even get prices to these places in the first place. It took multiple major black swan events in the crypto market. It took fear surrounding quantum computing. It took endless tariff news. It took overseas markets crashing just to even get price to where we're at currently. And what we're still seeing from this point right now, is major conviction amongst the holders. All right. We didn't get anywhere close to, a March of 2020 crash. And frankly, you're going to be hard pressed to find stuff that actually pushes us down there. And this is despite large entities in the space trying to instill that fear on the crypto market. Think about how many people were yelling from the hills, oh, Monday is going to be the largest crash we've seen since 1987. It's going to be a Black Monday event. It wasn't even close to that. In fact, the stock market stayed pretty even keel. Crypto bounced back in a big way despite overseas markets tanking. And we've kind of just chilled around these same prices. We've had some volatility like we talked about. That's not surprising, right? Now, the latest in a series of news, fake news, false news that they're trying to instill fear further into the market with is this idea that Michael Saylor could in fact be liquidated. Guys, MicroStrategy cannot be liquidated. All the BTC that's been purchased has either been by issuing additional MSTR stock or with unsecured debt, meaning that there is no margin calls, there is no liquidation prices. Michael Saylor is not dumping BTC, won't be dumping BTC. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they decide to change their course of action as time goes on. But at least as of right now, that is not a thing. And they're trying to get retail to think this. They're trying to come up with ways to get people to help them getting more profit on their shorts, or to help them get to even lower prices so they can accumulate more. There's a lot of actually influencers in the space that are trying to do this. Guys, it's a big old bunch of bullshit. Okay. And the biggest thing I can say is do not fall for this, because what the capital is showing us right now is we actually have enough capital in the crypto market currently to start setting new all-time highs throughout the space. And I'm going to show you this because we actually have a perfect reference point for this today. But first of all, I want to reference something in terms of tariffs as well. So right now, the big news is obviously the US, China tariffs. And people may not remember, but back in 2022, 2018, specifically March 22nd, the US actually imposed tariffs on China to the tune of 25%. And what we actually saw was capitulation from the market. This was right when we were entering a bear market cycle. We saw the market drop actually about 30% or so. And what's interesting about this is since these tariffs have come up, we have actually seen the crypto market pull back about 35%. So we've kind of gone through a similar thing that we actually did back in March into April of 2018. And what we actually saw from that was a relief rally. Even during a bear market, guys, we saw the market rally over 80%. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here. Just understand that right now, first of all, the tariffs are larger and they're reciprocal So there's a bigger impact than what they were back in 2018. But what that was is, again, just capitalizing on fear. And then people find opportunity and they accumulate. And what's interesting about this is I think people seem to forget what's taking place here. They think that just everybody's dumping and it's cratered in the crypto market. And what we're actually seeing here is accumulation from large holders in the space. They're building positions. Whales have been heavily accumulating. Institutional money has actually been accumulating behind the scenes. OTC balances continue to drop. Supply and exchanges across the crypto space continue to drop for assets like ADA and SHIB and BTC, like I talk about in some of my other videos. So you're seeing the dip be bought very heavily. And again, then you hit that floor, you hit that inflection point where the things start to move the opposite direction. Now, what I want to show you guys here as well is people don't realize how much money has actually entered the space during this block of time. So for example, right now we're back at about November 6th prices or so. And so we've almost completely round tripped the US election pump. Okay. Now, why this is so important is if we actually look at USDT dominance, you guys can see that from those prices back on November 6th, we're actually currently, at the time of filming this video, up about 22% in terms of USDT dominance. And what that means is that there's now about 20% more capital in the market than there was at that point in time. Okay. That's, or at least on the sidelines, right? And that's a very big point, because what that means is on the next major pump in the crypto market, without even outside capital entering the space, you're talking about the total market cap of crypto when capital starts re-entering be above $4 trillion. So you're setting all-time highs throughout the space. I think a lot of people are missing that this is taking place. They're just being blinded by the charts. They're missing the flow of capital in the market. And you've seen a lot of people entering, but they're waiting. All right. A lot of capital's entering and waiting. Whales have been accumulating. So this is all going to paint a very beautiful picture as time goes on. But understand that I'm not saying that this is the moment where the market just hits and we start sending, right? This could be more of a slow roll in terms of recovery. We could see a bounce back up, maybe come back down, kind of create this inverse head and shoulders. It'd be awesome if that plays out that way. Maybe a retest here. And then we're getting ready to do one of those, right? Again, it's all about patience in this market, and understand that again, right now, while everything is incredibly loud and people are screaming from the rooftops that the worst is going to come and fear should be the biggest thing right now, and you should be dumping your positions. Understand that there is hidden agendas behind it. What they're trying to get you to do is make decisions that may not be in your best interest for the future. As always, this isn't financial advice. People can do whatever they want, but I just want to share a lot of what's going on right now. The shorts and the bears are desperately trying to create more fear in the market. They're trying to FUD you out of your positions. They're trying to get things to dump more. And right now, it's losing a little bit of that strength, a little bit of that sting that it's had in the months as of late. So the further we get, the lower prices go, the harder it gets to actually move prices down even more. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Where do you think we're headed from here? You know, maybe there is some more short-term pain, but understand that long-term, the goal, not even the goal, the direction has been set. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.